everyone. I'd like to give a warm welcome to all of you out there. As you know, my name is Renee, and you're watching Renee's Health Corner. Believe it or not, God really does care about your health. Last year, just about anywhere you look, sickness and disease were on the rise. In the United States alone, someone had a heart attack every 40 seconds, and 1.4 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes every single year. 1 in 2 people get cancer in their lifetime. It was estimated there would be 1.9 million new cancer cases diagnosed and 609,360 cancer deaths in the United States just last year. And that was 2022. There's also a rise in the number of strokes every year, gastrointestinal problems, arthritic conditions, lung conditions, lupus, multiple sclerosis, and a host of many other diseases. The question is, why? Well, many people believe God is to blame, but is that really the case? In 3 John verse 2 in the Bible, it says that God wants us to prosper and to be in health. So if he wants us to be in health, why is disease more rampant now than ever before? What's the problem? Well, there are laws known as natural laws, and when we break these laws or neglect them in any way, we get sickness and disease. And over a period of time of neglecting these laws, we can even get more severe diseases and cancer can set in. Now, over the last several videos, I've been going over the letter N on the subject of nutrition in the health acronym. And that's a topic that takes many weeks to cover because there's many aspects to cover in that subject. Last time I did part 3 on temperance, and today I'm going to do our final talk on temperance part 4, and it is going to be on alcohol. So before I get into today's topic, I want to share some quotes with you. First from the Bible, Psalms 103 verses 4 and 5 says, "Who redeemeth thy life from destruction, who satisfieth thy mouth with good things." And then 1 Corinthians 9:25 says, "And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things." Temperance is one of the fruits of the Spirit. You can read that in Galatians 5:22 and 23. So, and then now the Spirit of Prophecy says in 3SM, page 287, paragraph 2, tea, coffee, tobacco, and alcohol we must present as sinful indulgences. And then Temperance 138, paragraph 5 says, God's people are to learn the meaning of temperance in all things. They are to practice temperance in eating and drinking and dressing. So what is temperance? Well, true temperance teaches us to dispense entirely with everything hurtful and to use judiciously that which is healthful. And then 2 Peter 1:4-9 says, and to godliness, it says, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. And besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and patience godliness. Now, it also says that if we lack these things, we're blind, and we cannot see afar off, and we've forgotten that we were purged from our old sins. And then Proverbs 20 verse 1 says, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. And then Proverbs 23 verses 29-35 says, who hath woe, who hath sorrow, who hath contentions, who hath babbling, who hath wounds without cause, who hath redness of eyes, they that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth its color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright. But at the last it biteth like a serpent, and stingeth like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thine heart shall utter perverse things. Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast. They have stricken me, shalt thou say, and I was not sick. They have beaten me, and I felt it not. When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again. So, Yayin, from an unused word, means to effervesce wine as fermented by intoxication. And then the other one is Roshi, or Roche, however you pronounce it. And that's in the sense of expulsion, must or fresh grape juice. So you see, there is a difference when the Bible talks about wine. One is talking about fermented wine, and one is talking about fresh grape juice. Now, people try to take that text in the Bible and say that Christ turned the water into wine, but Christ would never serve fermented wine to people because he would never break his Father's laws. The wine that Christ made from water was unfermented, and it was simply excellent, pure, fresh grape juice. And then in Habakkuk 2 and Deuteronomy 32, it says, "Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth the bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness." So we're told in Counsels on Health that we need to explain the harmful effects of alcohol. And it says, explain the injurious effect of intoxicating drinks. That's right from Counsels on Health, that's page 463. We're also to teach temperance from infancy. And if you look in Temperance, the book of Temperance, pages 269 to 270, you'll see that. And we're to teach the youth and our children the dangers of the use of alcohol. Education, page 202, says, the youth and children should understand the effect of alcohol, tobacco, and other like poisons in breaking down the body, beclouding the mind, and sensualizing the soul. It should be made plain that no one who uses these things can long possess the full strength of his physical, mental, or moral faculties. Now, here's some facts about alcohol. More intoxicating liquors are used today than ever before in history. Temperance, page 23. And according to a Philadelphia judge in the 1800s, 4/5, which is 80% of crimes, are committed and traced to the influence of alcohol. You can read about that in Temperance, page 23. And the consumption of alcohol and the shedding of blood usually go hand in hand. Temperance again, page 23. And one more from Temperance, page 23, says 9/10, which is 90%, of those taken to prison are those who have learned how to drink. What a shame, huh? And now Temperance, page 25, says, while intoxicated, every degree of crime has been committed. Temperance, page 24, paragraph 3 says, houses of prostitution and dens of vice, criminal courts, prisons, almshouses, insane asylums, hospitals are all to a great degree filled as a result of the liquor seller's work. And upon those who have been given the greatest light rests the solemn responsibility of bringing the scriptures forth that show what the condition of the world will be in the last days, and to raise their voices in protest against the sanctioning of alcohol. Temperance, page 27. In every phase of liquor selling business, there's dishonesty and violence. Temperance, page 27. Every year, millions upon millions of gallons of alcohol are consumed. Temperance, page 28. Every year, millions upon millions of dollars are spent on alcohol. Temperance, page 28. The cries of the starving millions in our world would be hushed if the money spent on alcohol was spent in alleviating the suffering of humanity. Temperance, page 29. Moderate drinking is a school in which men are receiving an education for the drunkard's career. Temperance, page 30. Alcohol consumption destroys homes. Many wives are abused by the husband who drinks alcohol. Many families hungry because the home money is spent on alcohol, and marriage vows are destroyed. Temperance, page 31. The drunkard has no knowledge of what he does while under the influence of alcohol. Temperance, page 32. Yet he is responsible for his guilt because he chose to drink the alcohol. Temperance, page 33, paragraph 2, and page 35, paragraph 2. People who drink are for the moment made demons while under the influence. Temperance, page 36. Among the victims of alcohol consumption are men of all classes and all professions. Temperance, page 36, paragraph 5 through page 37. Satan is worshipped by the people consuming the alcohol. Those who sell alcohol to their fellow men will have to answer to God. Temperance, page 40, paragraph 2, and page 41, paragraphs 2 and 3. God needs people who will rebuke liquor drinking. Temperance, 35, paragraph 5. Unless a helping hand is held out to the drunkards, they will sink lower and lower. Temperance, 36, paragraph 5 through page 37. God's people are to remember that they are under sacred obligation to God to do his best to help their fellow men. Temperance, page 42. We are not to advise remedies that contain brandy or other alcohol. Temperance, page 42. No alcoholic tinctures are to be used. Review and Herald, February 10, 1885, paragraph 9. Those are some very powerful quotes, my brothers and sisters. Now, we have some couple questions I'm going to answer. One is, who invented alcohol? We're told in 1 SAT, page 258, paragraphs 2 through 3, but see here, the devil has invented it. Next question, why was alcohol invented? And we're told the devil had invented it to consume money so that the poor should be clothed, to consume money so that the poor should not be clothed, so that the needy and the distressed might suffer for the want of food and care and house, so that the gospel should not be carried to all parts of our world. Now, we're also counseled, touch not, taste not, handle not tea, coffee, wines, tobacco, opium, and alcoholic drinks. The only perfectly safe course to pursue is to stand firmly on the side of temperance and not venture in the path of danger. That's 3T, page 488, paragraph 1. And then Temperance, page 42 again says, with the awful results of indulgence in intoxicating drink before us, how is it that any man or woman who claims to believe in the Word of God can venture to touch, taste, or handle wine or strong drink? Such a practice is certainly out of harmony with their professed faith. And I know personally some people claiming to be Christians and even Adventists who think that drinking alcohol or wine is perfectly fine. That is a sin. It is not fine. It is against the Bible and the spirit of prophecy. We're told in Counsels on Diet and Foods, page 62, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul, is the language of the Apostle Peter. Many regard this warning as applicable only to the licentious, but it has a broader meaning. It guards against every injurious gratification of appetite or passion. It is a most forcible warning against the use of such stimulants as narcotics like tea, coffee, tobacco, alcohol, and morphine. These indulgences may well be classed among the lusts that exert a pernicious influence upon moral character. Why? Well, alcohol is a maddening drug. Temperance, page 24, paragraph 1. Alcohol is a liquid poison. Temperance, page 24, paragraph 1. Alcohol is the cup of abominations. Temperance, page 31, paragraph 3. Now, also in Temperance, page 288, it says the man is intoxicated. The man that is intoxicated is robbed of his reason. Satan comes in and takes possession of him and imbues him with his spirit, and his first desire is to bruise or kill some of his loved ones. Yet men will allow this accursed thing to go on. That makes man lower than the beast. What has the drunkard obtained? Nothing but a madman's brain. Page 114 says, the deeds of the drunkard are an expression of Satan's violence. Temperance, page 34, says alcohol consumption is responsible for so many accidents. Signals are made incorrectly, causing train cars to collide with one another. Shipwrecks upon the high seas can be traced to the consumption of alcohol. Accidents by car and accidents by plane. Now, there's many ill effects on the moral and spiritual because of alcohol. I'm going to tell you some of them. Animal passions bear sway, Temperance 161. Animal passions are excited, Temperance 23 through 24. Awful murders, Evangelism 529 and Temperance 24. Crime, Temperance 59. Chief source of Temperance 277. Every degree of crime, Temperance 25. Most horrible crimes are committed, Councils on Health, page 432. Crimes are multiplied, GW 386 and Temperance 31. Happiness is destroyed. It injures the soul. Councils on Diet and Foods, page 425. Morals debased, CG 404. Pernicious influence exerted on moral character, CD 63. Sense of sacred things is perverted, CD 428. The soul is defiled, SL 31. Willpower is overcome, Temperance, page 60 through 61. Worship of God is hindered, CD 426. Now I'm going to tell you the ill effects of alcohol on your mind. Your brain is affected, CH 81. Your brain is beclouded, MH 328. Your brain is benumbed, FE 428. Your brain is confused, Temperance 62. Your brain is injured, CD 463. Your brain is diseased, Temperance 37. Your brain powers are destroyed, 9T12. Brain sensibility is paralyzed, CG 404. Clear perceptions are destroyed, Temperance 58. Inability to control your thoughts, Temperance 279. Your intellect is paralyzed, Ministry of Healing 329. Mental degeneracy, CH 49. Your mental power is ruined, MM 222. Mental sensibilities are deadened, CH 84. Your mind is beclouded, Education 202. Your mind is enfeebled, Temperance 58. Your mind is decayed, Temperance 62. Your mind is unbalanced, 9T12. The nerve power of your brain is weakened, Temperance 69. Your reasoning powers are perverted, Temperance 36. And your senses are perverted, 4T257. Remember, it is with our minds, our brains, that we are to serve the law of God, and that's Romans 7:25. Now, alcohol has ill effects on your body. Your blood is corrupted, 5T440. Your body's impaired, 1T548 through 549. The body of young boys is dwarfed, Ministry of Healing 329, MH. Cancer, digestive organs injured, Councils on Health 463. Diseases of every kind is produced, CD 421. Emphysema, hardening of the arteries, heart disease, high blood pressure, irritability, Temperance 60 through 61. Lips and chin are stained, 4ASG 127. Lung problems and man's spark of vitality is extinguished, CD 423. It's more difficult to eradicate from the system than those of intoxicating drink. MH 328. Nerve irritant, CD 421 through 22. Nerves excited and paralyzed, MH 228. Nerves trembling, Temperance 60 through 61. Your nervous system is weakened, Temperance 172. The appetite for intoxicating liquor is fostered, Temperance 58 and 3T 488 through 489. The appetite for stronger stimulants is fostered, Temperance 228 through 229. Your vital force is lessened, Temperance 64, and much more. You can read from the book Temperance on pages 23 through 54. And there is a quote that I couldn't find, but it's about having the right profession and not selling alcohol. And we are told that alcohol sellers are going to be held responsible for much more than they realize. Now, how would you kick this habit naturally? Well, in Natural Remedies Encyclopedia, you can read about it if you have that book on pages 608, 775 through 777 in the 5th edition. And in the 7th edition, it's on pages 821, 881, and 231 on the right side of the page. There are natural remedies for overcoming alcohol. You need to eat healthy meals that contain all the elements needed for nutrition, which is fruits, nuts, grains, vegetables, and seeds. Take a couple tablespoons of charcoal several times a day to decrease your ammonia levels. Do a charcoal poultice over your liver 30 minutes to 1 hour every day. Do the dripping cold sheet. What you do is you dip a sheet into a bucket of cold water and wring it out, or a bathtub or whatever you can fit the sheet in. And you have this person stand in the tub undressed, and you wrap them from the neck to their ankles completely in this wet sheet. Then you cover that with a dry blanket and you have them rest in bed 30 minutes to an hour. Deep breathing exercises you can do twice a day, and walking a minimum of 1 to 2 hours a day. Get in the sunshine at least an hour every day between 9 and 3. Take herbs to help expel alcohol from your body. One herb that's excellent is called Kudzu Herb. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Kudzu. Kudzu, that's how it is. Kudzu. And you can read about that on Wikipedia. Also, dandelion root is excellent for detoxifying the body, and it is a liver cleanser as well and a digestive stimulant. And then another great one is milk thistle. Extract of the seeds of this flowering have been shown to stimulate regeneration of liver cells and protect them from toxic injury. You take 2 capsules of an extract standardized to 70-80% silymarin 2 or 3 times daily as the label directs, and you can stay on it indefinitely. Now, we're also not to have any alcoholic tinctures in our remedies. And this quote is from Review and Herald, February 10, 1885, paragraph 9. It says, the work of this institution, as indicated in the various reports of the superintendent, is largely that of personal instruction to each patient upon the causes that lead to alcoholism, the effect upon the physical system and upon the mental and moral character, and the means to be used in overcoming the habit and in antidoting this poison which has been imbibed into the system and which permeates the whole being of man. The system of reform is not medicinal. It is not a system of drugging and purging, nor a gradual tapering off in the use of alcohol. The watchword at the portals of this institution is total abstinence from alcohol in every form. There are no alcoholic tinctures in medicine, no mild tonics reinforced by other stimulants or narcotics, but total abstinence from the use of alcohol in any form, whether mixed with malt, quinine, ginger, eggs, milk, cider, or lemonade. End of quote. Have those who drink any form of alcohol sign the Temperance Pledge. Again, the Temperance Pledge will be posted below, and that's on page 203, paragraph 2 through 4. Temperance page 203 again says, give prominence to the temperance reform and call for signers to the Temperance Pledge. Everywhere call attention to this work and make it a living issue. Councils on Health, page 433 says, we should present to the people the principle of true temperance and call for signers to the Temperance Pledge. Careful attention should be given to those who are enslaved by evil habits. We must lead them to the cross of Christ. Councils on Health, page 441 says, let no excuse be offered when you are asked to put your name to the Temperance Pledge, but sign every pledge presented and induce others to sign with you. Work for the good of your own souls and the good of others. Never let an opportunity pass to cast your influence on the side of strict temperance. Now, once again, the Temperance Pledge says, I hereby solemnly promise, God helping me, to abstain from all distilled, fermented, and malt liquors, including wine, beer, and hard cider, and to employ all proper means to discourage the use of and traffic in the same. Now, that's our time for today. I hope what you've learned on here will be a blessing to you and to your family. Until we meet again, may the good Lord bless and keep you. And remember, God loves you and he wants you to be in health. So eat that which is good.